Everyone, so today I want to talk about Underground Ernie. I haven't done a currently airing children's TV show review in quite a while, so I thought I'd do Underground Ernie today, and I'm quite surprised that I haven't done this because it's one of my favourite CBeebies shows. You sneeze. That's me. That was kind of a rubbish sneeze. And this is basically a 21st century version of Thomas the Tank Engine, focusing on the London tube trains, the London Underground, which has its problem, but I'll talk more about that soon. And basically, the tube trains have to do different things, and you have to get to certain places on time, and they have to abide by rules, and if they don't, there are certain consequences, and it teaches morals about not lying to other tube trains, and not procrastinating and things like that. Basically, like Thomas the Tank Engine, but for the underground. The theme tune is the best thing in the world. Underground Ernie. I listen to that quite a lot, actually. It makes me so happy. It is very good. There's 26 episodes according to Wikipedia, which I think is quite a healthy amount, because I haven't seen them all. I've probably seen about half of them, and I do love it. Also, the merchandising for this is the best thing ever. You get the big, they're not underground lines, because they're more like helter-skelters, but you get tracks anyway, and you get like the Underground Ernie tube trains, and they're so adorable. Some London souvenir shops actually sell those, which is really nice. I really want one, but I hate material items. I want like an Underground Ernie pencil case or something. I'm such a child, and it is absolutely fantastic. You almost feel like you're interacting with these trains, and you really feel sort of sympathetic for them when things go wrong for them. Now, the problem is the fact that it is all about the underground. To London children, that is something they can relate to. I think that works very well, and they can say, oh yes, I was on the tube, I was on that one, I was on Hammersmith and City today, or I was on, Bakerloo line, I went on that train, I was on that tube. They can relate to it. Children everywhere else, especially children who have never been to London, how old was I? I was 16. I was in my teens before I went to London. This is obviously aimed at kids around the age of about 3 to 6, I'd say. A lot of those children have never been to London before, especially those who don't live in London, So they won't really know what a tube train looks like. And while it's educational for them to say, oh, this is how people in London travel, it's not overly beneficial in the sense that they can't really relate to it. Whereas Thomas the Tank Engine, and there's another TV program about trains as well, which I can't remember, of a similar nature. Most children have been on a train, or most have seen a train, or they live near a train station. More children have been on a train than they have been on a tube train. Not very many have been on a steam train, but and I think that's the flaw there, where not every child can relate to it. Now, I did check the production company, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Joella Productions. I think I may have pronounced that wrong, but Joella Productions, London production team. So obviously they do have that element there. It would have been different if it was like a production team in Manchester or something making it. Then I would have thought, well, why are you doing this? But because it's in London, it is quite an almost self-indulgent element there. Like, yes, we live in London, so we will do a program about London, and we will target it at London kids, but we will broadcast it to the nation. But it's not, as I said, it's not a major problem. It is still an enjoyable program, and the main theme is still there. The morals are still sort of suitable for all children and things like that. So it's not a major issue, but I do think that it is something that not every child can relate to. Obviously, it has done really well for itself. It has done fantastically, and it's still a very popular TV show. Not as much as what it used to be, but it still is quite good. Also, we have some voices. Gary Lineker voices Ernie, who is our kind of fat controller of this program, and Chris Jarvis voices, I did check who he voices, Circle Line, I think he voices Circle Line. But anyway, Chris Jarvis is one of CBeebies most adorable presenters. He's gorgeous. He voices Circle, so that's always a great asset for the program. But it is very, very entertaining, and I love the theme tune. Put it this way, I watch the theme tune, I am set up with excitement throughout the entire program. Each episode is like 10-15 minutes, I think it's about 15. Really great length to sort of set the story, introduce the characters to the children, develop the story, and then give them a really good outcome. It's not rushed, it's not overdone, but it doesn't drag on for too long. As I said, the only thing wrong with this is the fact that it is not something every child can relate to, but at the same time it's not a major issue because the main themes and messages are still sort of visible there for them. Do go and check it out if you haven't seen it, and go and watch the theme tune. It is sensational. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!